Greetings, downtrodden Vikings, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to ASKA. Episode 5, Scheduling and Fixing Low Morale. After I build the house, what do you want next? Cottage, wooden altar, roads, crafting hut. So the advantage of roads is it significantly reduces the travel stamina between areas and also speeds up the time. I'm not mentioning it to say that that's what you should vote on. I just want to make sure that you know that there is an advantage to roads. But not a huge one. Bit more of an advantage in the winter, though. The reason why it's a bit more of an advantage in the winter is in the winter, unless you are really well clothed, you'll get cold often. So when you get cold, the villagers will automatically seek out a heat source. So if you have roads, they can seek out heat sources quicker and warm up quicker. To be able to spend more time working. You know, but ideally you probably want to clothe them instead. So that they aren't freezing their butts off in the winter. And right now we are in the, second day of summer. So the winter's a bit far off, but we should still be planning for it by amassing flax for clothing. And eventually building a crafting hut for a weavery. And possibly also a leather worker as well. Oh, nice. Our stonecutter has completely filled up stone storage. Sapo, good job. And full hand. So Knut's here. He came with stout, bear power that we knew of, angler, lumberjack, athlete. So athlete and bear power, this dude should be militia for sure. This dude should be a town guard, in the long run. Because he is, he's swole. For now, I'm not going to actually assign him a job so he can help me with building. And you got 15 seconds left in the raffle timer for that. New guy. Your name is Mildew. Man, Mildew, you win so many raffles. It's like rigged as hell. Not that I care, but your name pops up everywhere. But given... Oh, Mildew. Given you're a major, that's a pretty good name for someone that's probably going to guard the town. And congrats on the poll. So, you guys want me to build a wooden altar next. Copy that. So wooden altar is a leisure activity, as is the outhouse, technically speaking. And we should see... So we have some people that are a little upset with their work hours, and once we get the wooden altar up, I'll be adjusting scheduling and showing you how to do scheduling presets so that we can take full advantage of the recreation in the village and also make people happier. But happiness is one of those things that you need to control closely to be able to min-max it so that you don't have to go way out of your way to constantly support your villagers' happiness. You love the idea that outhouses being leisure. Honestly, sitting on the toilet so much better than pooping out in the woods. Little warning, it is a little alarming sounding. Yep. Yep. We got a little bit of IBS or something. But there we go. So the next thing we're going to build is the... build a wooden altar. Ah! Sometimes it's hard to squeeze one out. And I'm going to put this right next to the watering hole. So probably what I'll do is I'll have the altar, the well, and a campfire all in sort of a triangular formation to support housing around it. Because all three of these things are morale boosts, as is the Eye of Odin, but I like to put the Eye of Odin in the center of town, so it's the most protected. Does a Viking poo out in the woods? Not anymore. Poos in a grassy shack. Small stones. And large stones. Oh, and you have this at ease. You feel like a load has been lifted / deposited. And that is a morale bonus for the other NPCs. They like that. So. Oh, I did mention, well, I'll do the leisure once the wooden altar is done. Making sure that they have good schedules to fix town happiness. And Major Mildew will be helping here in a second to build the altar. Once it's daytime. It is 3 in the morning. And my character hasn't slept, like, really at all since the start. How's the farm coming along? 20% growth. All plots are planted. We could do another plot. My hesitation about another plot is, like, I don't want to fill up the area around the well necessarily, because that's where I want the housing. So that's my hesitation. I'd prefer to, like, clear the forest and go deeper into the forest or something. But I'll probably just bite the bullet and expand it anyway. Because it's going to be important to be farming the hell out of flax. So, smoothing more land behind the farm means clearing the trees. So that's why I was hesitant, because clearing trees is, like, kind of a time-consuming task. Ideally, we'd have a farm plot, like, in this spot, adjacent to the water well. So, maybe what I'll do is I'll spend a minute to clear the trees in this immediate area, so that I can expand the farm a bit. Just because our current farmer is, like, done. And that means I can leave Major Mildew... I can't get that trunk. I can leave Major Mildew to be the one to... Oh, hi, smugglers. If there's smugglers here, that means they've been... I'm going to light a quick torch. Because if there's smugglers in this area, it means that they are trying to eat the farm's crops. I don't yet have access to the better lantern, but I don't want them just, like, eating our farming stuff, so. Yo, piss off! I will kill you! You hear? If I'm standing around here, they won't encroach on the farm. Because they're afraid of people. But I don't want to go get flax for rope to build the torch, because as soon as I leave, they're going to come up to the farm and start messing with it. That's why I'm hanging out here, stopping that from happening. I'm glad the buildings don't... So the buildings do decay over time. They take damage, but not from, like, falling trees, thankfully. So you can see the health pools. Like, the first shelter I built is a little damaged. Some of the shelters might be damaged from the white attacks, when I got attacked by whites. But they do decay over time and require maintenance. And that's what a builder's hut is for, to do automatic maintenance. Why can't I... Is this... I don't think this stump is actually here. Alright, these bunnies... Run! Yep. Get out of here. Piss off. I don't want to have to guard the farm. Go away. Why don't I use bark for rope? I don't have a Weavy. So I can't. I would need an upgraded crafting hut and a Weavery first. Saga, thank you for the sub. Okay, now I've got people around to protect the farm, so I can go get the rope. I usually try to carry some rope on me, because rope is a very common thing that you need to craft with for, like, gathering flags and the like. You've been working your way through all my YouTube content? Good luck, I have like 7,000 videos on YouTube. You'll be at it a while. Fair warning. Alright, that torch should help. And this is the plot of land that we're trying to flatten out for the farm. But that wooden altar is about to get done, because it only needs one more log delivered. Two-speed watching? Yeah, I don't know if two-speed watching is really going to accelerate it fast enough to be reasonable to get through 7,000 videos, but... Because I'm closing in on like 10,000 hours of content on YouTube. It's no small feat to try to watch that, right? Alright, so here's the wooden altar. And it's a place of worship. And I did mention, once we have the wooden altar, I was going to do scheduling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create new schedules. This is going to be morning, early morning, or MOR, there we go, early morning. And the early morning schedule is going to look like this. We're going to do 3 hours of leisure, work, and then 3 hours of sleep, and apply. I'm going to create a new schedule, mid-morning. Actually, you know what? Let's only do 2 hours and 2 hours. Early morning is going to look like this. And then mid-morning is going to... Let me delete mid-morning again. So load early morning. Yo, can you... Okay. And I'm going to assign early morning to arbitrarily 3 people. Keeping the others default. Early morning just keeps, is not getting saved, though. I'll just call it early. Alright. Are you going to save now? So let's delete early morning. And... early is... Alright, early is working. Good. Then what I want to do, once we have that schedule, is create a offset of that. I'll call it mid. So I'm going to change the sleep and leisure offset by an hour. And then create this and call it mid. So now I have 2 on early and 3 on mid, and the reason for that is then their timings don't overlap, so that I can have 3 people at the wooden altar at any given time, so that the wooden altar isn't crowded. Basically, I won't need more than 1 wooden altar to satisfy their needs. That's sort of the concept there. So now that I have the wooden altar, I want to clear room for a second farm. And then after I clear room for a second farm, I'm going to have you guys vote on what I build next. Cottage, roads, crafting hut. And while I wait on that, let's have my builder start flattening out this swath, because it's flattenable now, a little bit. Here it comes. Thank you, mildew. And the new schedules plus plus the leisure activities should help with the morale that we were lacking for Sapo and Ink. So keeping in mind, Sapo's at 39. We'll continually track Sapo's morale because it's the lowest. Why do we need a second farm? Oh, I mean second farm plot. I'm not actually building a full second farm. Just a spot for another field. Because my current farmer is idle because they don't have anything to do. I'm just trying to keep them busy. We did it! The train is now prepared for construction. How about you do it again? So I'm gonna flatten it out nice and good. And then I'll turn it over to farmland. We won't be able to exactly flatten out where the well is, but everything else will be fine. Doesn't need to be perfect. So it looks like you guys want a crafting hut next. So knowing that our only builder is going to finish that pretty quickly, let's get the upgraded crafting hut going. So workshop hut. And I am better at supplying than an NPC because I can do it faster. So I'm just going to grab everything that we need that is easy for me to like shove into my pockets to supply. And then the heavier things I can have major mildew move. So the logs, the long sticks, and the large stone. I don't need to concern myself with that. That could be his task. Now that I see that some of the mushrooms here in the fruit basket are poisonous. They're like gray mushrooms. As you can see, not so good to eat for you raw. I'm feeling drowsy and happy. Yeah, well, it's a hallucinogen. For better or for worse. Alright, we did clear the area here. So going to the farm crop, I'm going to add another plot. And I'll plot it out. This. 16 spots. And I'll keep an eye on what seeds I have available and plant as much like onion and garlic as I can. And then the rest be flax. So you can really never go wrong with a lot of flax. So there we go. That plot is done. Before I plan out this farm, I'm going to grab all the seeds that are free floating and available to be grabbed, which is really not much. Our forager gatherer is probably telling me that I don't have another marker, so I need to put another marker down because basically all the area around the base right now has been picked over. So after I set up the second farm, I'll do just that. So we have, honestly, we have 47 garlic seeds and 26 berries, but not much else of anything else. So 47 garlic. I don't want that much garlic, though. Berries. Flax. There we go. Second plot. Getting going. And I'm going to reignite the flimsy torch because I see those smugglers are trying to take our food. Little bastards. Let's remedy the gatherer issue. So we have a gatherer flag to the east. I'm going to do one to the south, but in order to do one to the south, I need to scout out around it to make sure that there isn't any enemy spawners immediately adjacent. Because if there's like an enemy camp around here, it wouldn't be necessarily safe. It does look pretty safe, like in this area though. Doesn't look so bad. So now that we have the crafting, you can see all of the recipes that we now have access to, like better bows, better weapons. You can start to see the iron stuff. Not that I have a metalwork or bloomery or coal pit or any of that stuff. But yeah, there's a huge variety of tools that you can use. While I am trying to resolve the farming issues, I want, let's see. I want my builder to be productive. So, in lieu of that, let's have a campfire built here. And a maybe I'll do some flattening out, because it could be a little flatter. But I want to start working on the first cottage. So let's put a gather flag roughly where my marker is. And Sagith, thank you for the bits as well. Cheers. Okay, yeah, I see some carrots around here. There's stuff to forage. I am not spotting any immediate enemies, so it looks like a safe place to plop this down. And this is one of the reasons why you want to transition from gathering to farming pretty early on, because eventually your gatherers are going to have to travel farther and farther and farther in order to obtain the seeds that they need. And it becomes increasingly less efficient. So transitioning over to farming, where you can do it in your own backyard and do it safe and not have to spend all your time running, is much more efficient in the long run. The game does not have cloudberries, but it does have regular berries. Alright, I'm going to help out Major Mildew in building a cottage, and that's my next priority. So we've got, let's upgrade the fireplace for fire cover. And I'm going to put our first cottage right here. So the cottage is next to a bunch of the morale bonus items. It's next to the farm, it's next to the wooden altar, it's next to the well, and it's next to the fire pit, all of which provide building point bonuses. Additionally, we got the workshop hut, which then unlocks the stone lantern. So I'm gonna personally build a stone lantern here, because the stone lantern will dissuade the smokers from eating my farm stuff, and the rain doesn't affect stone lanterns like it does torches. See the radius from buildings? Sure. Yeah, you can see ranges here. As far as the building point radiuses, I don't believe they're visible. It's always funny to hear someone pooping off on the edge of the map. Oh, Blood Moon Rising. Alright. What are we facing? So we have an enemy spawner to the north-northeast. and it's going to be undead. Additionally, why did I grab this? I don't even remember. So here they are taking the leisure. I did say I was going to check in with Sapo, and Sapo's happiness hasn't actually gone up yet. But I don't think we've actually done a lot of leisure yet. I did want to change who is in the town militia. So I'm going to take Ink off and put Major Mildew on, because Major Mildew's stronger. So Sapo's getting attacked by one of the, a skeleton. Ouch. Jerk. Skeleton slaying. And I'm gonna blow the horn, alerting the militia that there is issues. Although the blood moon just faded, so maybe we're fine. But that's what the smokeler horn is for when you're under attack. Skeletons have a chance to spawn metals when you harvest them. I did not get metals, but I did get Jotun blood. Let's hope that some of the extra leisure time that I hooked Sapo up with helps Sapo recover morale. The other thing we could do is we can leave the cottage so that it's not, like, overpopulated. Having only, like, 2 beds in there. And then whoever's staying in the cottage is going to have a really nice quality of life. And that's one way to sort of maximize morale. But Sapo's happiness has gone up 1 point. Granted, 1 point isn't much. Scrap code. Okay, so Sapo is sitting at the wooden altar now. And you'll be able to see the morale bonus here. Wood totem effect. So, like, spooked. This villager was traumatized by enemies. Not great, obviously. But well-fed, at ease, sitting by the fire, wood totem effect, and doing leisure are all positive. So you can, if we mouse over it, we can see at ease, plus, wood totem effect, plus. My point being that their happiness is being addressed. And then getting a cottage will definitely cement a positive happiness trend. That's the hope. So the stone lantern will be easier to upkeep than the torch. So I'm just actually going to dismantle this torch. And that should keep the farms protected from encroachment. As you can see, the smoke layer is already fleeing from it. I'm going to put some sweat equity into the cottage myself. And then I'll have you guys decide what to build next. So, some additional options. Now that we have a hut, the hut can have expansions for a weaver and a leather worker, metalwork, carpentry, and dyer. I'll probably skip dyeing for armor and clothing dyes, but 2 workshop huts will be able to support the extensions. And the way these work is they're attached like this to the outside of the hut, which is why I kept reminding you, make sure not to block these spots, because you wouldn't be able to actually do the expansions. So, what to build next will be I could do another cottage. I could do roads. I could do weaver. I could do leatherworker. What are some of the other options? I could do a builder hut. Hunter. At this point, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to get a cooking hut either. I'm not going to jump to coal just yet. I'll leave that for later. So there are the options. And I'll go back to working on the cottage. I actually probably should eat some onions. Because I got a little wounded and I haven't actually healed yet. There we go. I should be plenty good once I consume that. Who knew that raw onions were good for your health? IRL, that crap would kill me. I'm like functionally kind of allergic to raw onions. Really, really, really bad for me. Gives me esophagitis. And I should speak a little bit about the benefits. So the weaver allows you to turn flax into linen and linen thread, which is the fundamentals for clothing, which helps you for the winter. It also allows you to turn bark into fibers, and then the fibers into the same sort of linen clothing chain. Roads is massive reduction of stamina while running around on them. Another cottage would allow me to have higher quality of sleep facilities for the villagers. The leatherworker allows you to process leather scraps into leather, and then if I killed larger things, the hides into leather. And the advantage of that is some of the better, more insulating clothing requires leather, and some of the starting armor, I guess, as well. A builder's hut allows you to repair buildings and light torches and keep that kind of stuff automatically supplied. And then the hunter is obviously for hunting, as one might imagine. That basically summarizes those priorities. And the cooking hut allows you to cook foods, recipes, getting more bang for your buck for the calories spent. It looks like we're going to do a weaver next. Got it. Too bad the disturbed dirt is ugly brown mud instead of grass or something over time. Once we have like roads and other things, there's decorations to be built. It will start to look nicer rather than a big mud field. But I think probably village squares would probably look like big mud fields anyway. You know, you wouldn't spend the time like building cobble roads unless you needed to, because it would be a lot of effort. Maybe it's not technically wrong. So morale is now at 39, basically where we picked up last. But everyone else is much happier by comparison. I think that's because Sapo... I generally find that those that have... Oh, they're nocturnal resilience. Never mind. Usually it's those that have the soggy discomfort tends to be the least happy early on, because every time it rains they get pissed, and it rains a lot. So today will be the first day where they're doing a full schedule of leisure. So you'll see the villagers come over and sit at the wooden altar, improving their mood, and then, you know, going to the outhouse to improve their mood, and it should get better with time. Hey, Anthic. Thank you for the resub. Full year of resubbing. Cheers, dude. I can't wait until Major Mildew is up and working, because moving these rocks one at a time. Probably would have been faster just to harvest that rock that's like adjacent to the cottage site. Oh well, it's a bit late for that. There's only one more that needs to get hauled. And once we have this cottage built, I can consider summoning another villager. It is worth repeating, don't balloon out your population too early on, because if you do that, things get dangerous pretty quick. So I don't want to just keep adding villagers unless I have a meaningful amount of like ways to defend them. That's a funny place for a log. So I'm going to be careful about that. But I think 6, like keeping it around, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Keeping it below 7 for early on until you actually have some like reasonably good weapons is safe enough. As my voice sounds a little bit cracky. My toddler got sick. I've not been feeling all that well. But I'm okay. I'm definitely okay enough to stream. I don't feel too ill. Just not 100%. It's unfortunate that the Sapo, who was the worst morale, was also the one that got spooked by the skeleton bruiser. Just bad luck. The other thing that you can do is people that are hired to guard your village end up happier, because guarding your village is like an honorable profession that makes them happy. So in the case that you need someone to like cheer up, you can have them as your town guard in order to sort of nudge the needle towards happiness. So we don't have like a guard tower yet, but if I add a guard tower in you know, it kind of sucks because it will cause them not to do functional work while they're guarding. But having workplaces and houses guarded by a guard makes other people happy, so there is a net benefit. Because in the morale here, as you can see, work anxiety. Work anxiety means that their workplace isn't guarded. So I have like, I have defenseless structures that are unguarded. So there is a bit of a benefit if you're facing morale crises to hire guards. Oh, and speaking of which, Sapo, thank you for the resub. I hope your villager cheers up soon. So instead of going to fetch logs, because I know that there should be logs available over at the woodcutter hut, I'm just cutting these trees down because these trees block our cottage and farm area. So it's 2 birds, 1 stone. And the cottage is a 4-phase, so this is the first phase of 4. It's a much more complex structure than the other ones. Oh, he brought a log over. Sorry, dude. It's not needed. He's like, damn it. I like how he's putting it aside, though. I see the smoke layers circling, so I'm going to relight this. Can you just put that... Do I have to take that from you? Here. You're welcome. Yeet. Thank you for tuning in to ASKA, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I've asked for no backseating and no spoilers, so if you can avoid those in the comments, that would be great. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Vikings.